I went back to Podia, and Podia have now changed things, and they've given you like different layouts. And so now I kind of like can do a landing page just for now, just so that I can have something, a landing page that I could have products on there. Then it can link to another page, and I can take the header off, so it doesn't. It's just as a it can be like a standalone. Takes the header off, has like the products on there. Then that links to like the information for the products, and I can have a button that goes directly to Stripe, so that they can just pay. Um, and so that way I can do it that way. And then I was thinking, well, I am AI automation, so we just do a automation that when a payment comes through Stripe, it then goes into an email system. So kind of like getting around it that way. Yeah. So and I think in Stripe you can do upsells, I believe. So I'm gonna check that out. But I don't need that right now. But as a option that I don't have to buy into anything else right now and don't have to learn go high level right now. I'm trying to alleviate all the excuses that I'm going to give myself. So the next thing now is just to get all the copy in order and get that going. I think even for the first instance, just having a page that just downloads my what's it called, the Mindset Mastery AI assistant that's free for now, like, and just have that there so people can just I can direct people to that. So yeah, that's been my week.
Are you your AI
Yeah. So
mastery
and
assistant?
as well. Mm.
Your AI mastery assistant is only free for people that are in your group, isn't that right?
No, well, this one's kind of like a lead magnet. I've made it free just so that people can see, and it has in there, like I showed you when I showed it to you, it has in there a link to my actual group as well. So it's a lead magnet to one show that I do AI. It's kind of like a double lead magnet, one that shows that I am the AI queen, and and two that I have a community that they can join if they want to as well. So yeah, so I'm just gonna
Guys, I'm
give
just
that one.
gonna check on my pizza.
You and this pizza. Yeah, so that's been a good insight for me.
So
Yeah.
are you going to leave it as a custom GPT, or are you going to move it to Pickaxe and make it available to more people as a Pickaxe?
As we spoke about on our call, you know me and my shiny object and can waste time doing other things. So I want to leave this one as it is for now, and then start learning because I have to learn how to do it in Pickaxe now if I was to do it that way.
Yeah, that's cool. So if you want to leave it as a custom GPT, make sure that in the sharing section, you set it up for the GPT store. That way, people that don't have the paid accounts with ChatGPT can still use it.
Oh yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because otherwise you're going to waste your money big time if you're running ads to it or anything. Or even it doesn't matter how you send traffic, people will be disappointed because if it's not in the GPT store, they have to have a paid account to access it with a link.
if it's not in the, I've been giving the people the link and they're still being able to access it.
So ChatGPT or OpenAI, they like a few months ago, they made some changes. So when you're creating a custom GPT, and then you have
Hmm.
three options for sharing. One is just me, which means that only you can access your custom GPT. The other one is everybody with a link. Now,
Hmm.
this one, they have to have a subscription in order to use it. And the third option is the GPT store. So anyone can find it in the GPT store and access it regardless of whether or not they have paid accounts or not.
Well, people have been using it and haven't had they don't have a paid account.
So you must have put it as a GPT store, unless OpenAI have
I had
made
it.
like yet another change
I've never used the store. It's only been anyone with the link. There's only been there's only been a couple of people that said that they can't open it, but everybody else has come back. I've had some good reviews. Oh my God, this is amazing. Like what I said to you that day, the first day I told you I did it, people will give it, and that was just a link that I sent them.
But they must have paid accounts, paid
No,
ChatGPT accounts.
no.
Okay, so OpenAI might have made another change. I don't know. I can't keep up with their changes because they
These are
don't tell
people
people. Like OpenAI makes changes and then you just find out, kind of.
yeah, these are people that will don't need a paid account. So I know
Okay.
that they don't have paid accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only change that everybody wants, nobody gets, which is, can we have them behind paid walls so people can pay us, subscription fees?
The only other thing I want is well to be able to search, because you can search on the app on your mobile, but you can't search. Oh Laura, that looks lovely. You can't search in the web version. Like search, because if you've done so many like threads, it's like I know I've got multiples in there that it's just like they're just repeating themselves because I can't search for them.
Yeah. So now the only thing you need to do is start driving traffic and start getting
Yeah.
people in.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. I've got something separate, but a workshop on Monday for my human design, and I've been using ManyChat. I didn't use ManyChat before, and it's been quite productive for me. So yeah, just really get, and people are like, is this you answering or is it automation? So it's like I'm practicing what I teach, so it's automation.
How many
Yeah,
things do you do, babes?
I wear two hats. So I have Andrea, AI with Andrea, and I have the Healed Entrepreneur, which is my healing side and my mindset work. Whereas before they were all clumped together, I've now separated them, and it's made it so much easier for me to know who I am at any given point. Yeah.
So
Okay,
are
guys.
you trying?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
No, go ahead, Laura.
I was just going to say, are you building both the things at the same time? Your AI stuff and your healing stuff.
well, I'm already qualified as actually today is actually my second year anniversary of being a heart healing practitioner. So I've been doing that. So it's nothing that I need to learn for that side. Like this morning, I did a podcast about human design. So people know me for different reasons. And so that's why I've split it up. And that's why I've created people in this world, in my healed entrepreneur world, also because it's aimed at entrepreneurs. So my target for both of them, my target audience is entrepreneurs. And so that way, if they need me to help them in their business, I can also do that as well. So it works to and from. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. So Jill is a new member. We had a call with her. Well, it was yesterday for me. So Jill currently does websites and things like this, and she's getting into AI. And Shakti has been around for a while. He's a very smart person, but he doesn't come along very often.
Hello, everyone.
And yeah, I would really like to know how his stuff is going because we've been chatting a little bit over messages. And yeah, so yeah, guys, Laura and Andrea come to every call, so we know each other very well. But I want to give you guys a little bit of as much time as possible today so we can have a chat about your stuff. Yeah, Shakti. So I would really like to know where you are because since the last time we spoke, you haven't updated me with anything.
Okay. So I was working on an ebook, but
Yeah.
recently I got a promotion in my office. I'm working as a team lead. So there's a lot of things coming in. That's why, I didn't manage much of time to work on that. But yeah, I think hopefully by next week things should be okay, and I should resume on my this personal side projects.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Because here's the thing: the more we leave it, until next week and next week and next week, then it's like 6 or 12 months later, and we're still there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello, Andrea. Who does that?
Yeah, we're that me and Laura are the OGs at that. So take it from us, get it, just go at it. I know it takes time and you've got things to do, but the quicker you start, like I'm seeing things that I've had access to for months. And I said to Monica the other day, I'm just like kind of kicking myself, but it is what it is. You can't go back in time. But just get on it. There's so much value in the portal that you can just get started with. Monica's given you like all rights of the blueprints. You can just pick them up and run with them and make them your own. And so you will see now that people are starting to populate that in their group. Like Laura, I know she's eating, so I'm speaking on behalf of Laura. she's created a stand store with amazing things in there, and they I looked at them and we all got the same things, but then we name them differently. We have different audiences. And so I know for me, back in the day, it'd be like, oh, well, I'm not going to do this because Laura's already doing it. But then we're all in the same group. So of course we're all going to be doing the same thing. So just in case that crosses your mind, just to say, don't let that stop you from anything. Yes, we're all going to be using the same, but like I said, there's how many millions of people in this world. And I just wanted to put that out there. So just get going. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the spokesperson for Monica.
Yeah, Shakti is doing things a little bit different. But yeah, the only thing I wanted to stress out is that if you don't move fast in like
Mhm.
in 3-6 months time, you'll be in the exact same position. And
Yeah.
and I know that you work day job. And I know that you probably don't have that much time, but like I don't have a lot of time to learn new stuff, so I kind of forego going out with my friends or, watching Netflix, or, I find times that I can do something fun to go and learn something new or test something new and stuff like that. Because yeah, um, it that's the thing that stops us from moving forward and actually starting to make money. Because I remember it would have been maybe 2 or 3 months ago we spoke and you said, I'm starting to do the ebook.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's almost been 2 months. I have a landing page ready. I have the ebook ready, but uh, the payment gateway, that's not yet ready. And
Do
I
you
have
want to
been
share your
thinking to,
landing page?
sorry,
Do you want to share your landing page so we can have a
it's
look?
in local. I'm doing it in WordPress. So
Mm-hmm.
I have not published it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Minor changes
So
need
that
to be made.
landing page will be for your lead magnet for the ebook.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What happens when somebody, like, have you thought of the workflow? What happens when somebody gets your ebook? What happens on the thank you page?
So uh, for the time being, I'm thinking, to publish the ebook with a minimal price rather than, creating a funnel, rather than I'll just sell it upfront. And maybe later I can decide whether, because I was thinking to publish a full ebook for end-to-end the course on testing. But now I had dropped that idea. I have something else in my mind to work on a SaaS. So for the timing, as I've already started the ebook, which is the frequently asked interview questions for software testing professionals. So I think, yeah, I'll complete that. Uh, but I'm not.
Oh, you froze. Shakti froze. Sorry, dude. You froze. Okay.
He's a goner.
Okay, he'll probably come back. Okay, and yeah, so Jill, she does websites. She has lots and lots of website clients, and we were chatting that she can start offering some stuff, to her current clients that, to supplement, the things that she does with websites. And we came up with some really good ideas. So yeah, she's in the UK as well. She's in Scotland. Like everybody, like Laura's in Ireland, Andrew is in London.
And no one in London. Like, I love you, Laura, and Jill, but it's a bit too far to come and have a co-working session live.
The flights are so easy though. Just hop on.
And
I'm
my-
staying away
my-
on purpose because I'll not get anything done talking to you all the time.
my buddy from Heart Healing, she's actually in Scotland, so I could actually, do a whole dual purpose trip.
Sounds good. If you're ever in the neighborhoods, give me a shout. We'll grab a coffee. Sounds good.
Definitely.
Shakti, are you back? Yeah. Well, anyway, does anybody have any questions or want to share something about, anything that, oh, here he is, he's back. You frozen.
Okay, maybe some network issues. So am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
where
so you
took
kind of
the-
stopped halfway through and we heard nothing.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying, you asked me that what was the plan, right? So last time we discussed that I was creating an ebook on the frequently asked interview questions for testing professionals, and we'll create a funnel from there. Then we'll publish another comprehensive ebook like a coursework. But I dropped the second idea for the time being because there's something else in my mind going on. As I have already started the question answer ebook, so I'll publish that. That's what I'm thinking for the time being. So in that case, what I was thinking, I'll just publish it with a minimal price rather than publishing it for free and creating another whole lot of funnel. So that's what I'm thinking at this point of time.
Okay. So what do you want to share what idea you've got, like what you're gonna go with if you've dropped this other idea? Like did I hear you say SaaS product or was I wrong?
Yeah, a SaaS product I was talking about.
Okay. So what is this product going to do and who is
Okay.
going to be
So
your audience?
okay. So we use okay. Have you heard about UI automation tools and am I audible?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
Zoom is going nuts.
Okay. So we have a phase called testing lifecycle where we test the product, the web application, like we log in and we check whether the user is able to log in with the right credentials. Then we land on the login page and we click here, we click there, and we see whether the application is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. And to test those application, we write some flows either in Python or in Java or any other programming languages. But nowadays, since even though automation tools are there last 10-15 years, but recently in last 1.5 year, or we'll say 2 years, there are so many codeless automation tools where you do not have to write the code. You just open the application, the application under test, okay, the product, and you open the codeless automation tool. You record and play. So whatever actions you perform, first you go log in, then you enter your username and password, then you land the application, and whatever the actions you're performing, it will record and it will create a script. So next time when you run that script, it will perform the same set of actions. And in between that, you can put your validations that I want to validate, okay, the icon is proper, the heading is proper. We have these panels in the screen, and I'm able to do this, do that. So I have that sort of goal for the time being.
So
It's very niche. Yeah, yeah. Please go on.
is this going to remove the need for testers or?
Okay. No, it's not like that. Even nowadays, also people are using that one. But it's going to remove the need of writing code. And because when we write code for that, we need trained resources who are, you know, who have to be trained on the coding part and write the scripts. And the scripts are quite flaky at times. They fail, and it needs more resources, more time. So
Right.
that is one advantage where people go and record and play. So even the people with um, who doesn't have coding knowledges, they can also
Okay.
participate.
So
Yeah.
who would buy this product? Would it be the companies or the
It's the
individuals?
software companies. Yeah, it's the software companies.
Excellent. So you're looking at selling it for like a lot more money than, something small, right? You froze again. That's okay. Shakti will come back.
If I'm understanding him correctly, he's saving money
Okay.
basically on the trained resource side and replacing the. Oh, you sorry, Shakti. Hello, go
Uh,
ahead.
Sorry, I missed. Okay, there's some network. Yeah, you're saying something?
No, I was just saying, if I understand you correctly, are
Yeah,
you designing this to save companies money when it comes to hiring resources? Is that what you're
exactly,
doing?
exactly. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool actually, because software companies are always bleeding money somewhere.
Mhm.
So the more you can save them, the better it is for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have to hire, some experienced resources who are having like experience of 4 years or 5 years, and they have experience particularly in coding, in coding automation. So rather than that, even a fresher out of college can come, and within a few of weeks they can learn the tool and they can work on it. There are so many tools already available in market, so I'm just taking some inspiration from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these kind of tools have been there in the market like since last 10 years, more than that. But in last 2 years, the usage is more, and there isn't demand.
Oh, definitely. And guys, Shakti is so much smarter than all of us together.
No, it's not.
Like
No,
when it comes
not like
to, programming and coding and all that. But yeah, if you see demand and if you can
yeah,
fulfill that demand,
yeah.
you better run fast, because I'm pretty sure somebody's sitting in another Zoom room like this, having the same
Mm-hmm.
conversations with people, that
Okay,
you're having in the same idea. So it's
okay,
basically whoever gets to the finish line first.
got
Um,
it.
yeah. And in the meantime, if you can start talking to some of these companies, going, hey, I'm creating this new product. Can I ask you some questions? And just
Mm-hmm.
gather as much information as possible so you can implement some of these things in
Okay.
your SaaS product. Because the more stuff you can implement from the get-go that people actually want,
Okay.
better your product will be perceived when you start selling it, rather than thinking that what this is what the companies want, and then they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe not that, we want this other thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Shakti,
you asked me to, yeah.
is this idea a problem that your current company has?
Um, Well, yes, kind of.
Mm.
Because
You
in
could,
our current company, we are using a inbuilt in-house tool,
Mhm.
and people has to be so they give us training on programming language like Java and some of the wrappers on this tool.
Okay.
But I still see there is a flakiness. The scripts are failing frequently, and at times people struggle to write the scripts. So it's not in my company, but that's a story across all the companies and even in the previous companies I have been working with or have worked in the past.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's quite a specialized solution that you're looking at, but from a selling perspective, that's good because you'll be able to pick out your people
Hmm.
easily. You already know who they are, you just said. So that's
Okay.
awesome. Cool.
Yeah. I think this
Thanks.
is a very cool idea. Yeah. Especially if, you know, somebody with your knowledge can actually launch a product like this, which for a
Okay.
lot of us is not going to be that easy if we go for it. But yeah, that's very, very cool. So yeah, let's push on that accelerator a little bit.
Okay. I'll say it's okay. How should I give an example? It's like you know about web scrapers, right? There are tools who do the web scraping thing, right? If you give a URL, they will go and they will collect some data. So it's kind of similar, just because the product is a web application and we have to test the web application. So we write the code. Instead of writing code, we go to the tool and click record and play, and we get the workflows. That is what automation. Correct me if I'm going too technical or
No. This is
confused.
very cool. I like where your mind is going, and as Laura said, it's very specialized, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
Because you're going to fulfill a need that that your marketplace has, and you have knowledge about that. So yeah. But what I'm saying is, let's push that project as
Yeah.
fast as
Okay.
possible, you know, to get it to market. Even as a minimum viable product, you can start getting people, you know, testing it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're saying to get even before launching the product to ask questions to people and
Ask questions, and then when you
that-
launch it as a minimum viable product, so you can, you know, so you can take it to the market faster, and then you can
okay.
have companies testing it, finding the bugs, finding, you know, what they like or don't like. So, you know, after that beta launch,
Okay.
you can fix everything that those companies want, or they find the bugs, and then when you launch officially, you'll
Okay.
have a full-on, you know, scalable product.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
In exchange for the companies giving you the intel that you need, the insights and the tests and all that sort of stuff, you could launch your basic program like Mon suggested at a lower cost until you're
Okay.
ready. And when you officially launch, you can put your price up to the original thing. So you're still earning as you're building your minimum viable product or tweaking or whatever it is, just a little bit less than what it would be if it was fully launched. But it's a great way to, one, get you out there, and two, test the product to see that it's worth it, and also start creating demand for when you actually do launch officially. You start getting the
Okay.
interest and stuff going.
So is
Just
it like asking for a minimum charge, or is it like to ask them, use for free for for certain period of time? What should be a proper?
Well, that's entirely up to you. But I would, if I'm launching a uh, beta version of the app, the module that you're creating, I would charge a lower cost because then I'm still earning as I'm testing And then when I'm ready, if once all the bugs are ironed out and the thing's been tested and people are like, this is amazing, and you have your testimonials, when you're ready to officially launch, you bang your price up to what you want to charge for it, and you already have people behind you backing you who can say, we're using it, this and that, or whatever. The advantage for early adopters will be that they get a lower price to test, and
Okay.
before people who actually come in at the full price.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also get social proof because once you have the app, you'll have some sort of a website to sell it through. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these software products, they display very prominently who's using them.
Yeah. There's a section. Yep.
Yeah, so I can always say, the names of these companies because they're really using it. And then that, like, the more social proof you have, the more people will be willing to actually pay for that product.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you like, I know Laura said you can charge minimum price, but if
Mm-hmm.
people are not willing to pay, you may have to go, okay, as a beta tester, you can do it, I'll give it to you for free for say 30 or 60 days or whatever that is, like however long you personally need for somebody to
Okay.
test so you can improve. That's just another way. Like everything is basically testing. Like
Okay.
you
Yeah.
go to somebody and will say, I'm gonna sell it to you for that price, and they'll be like, yeah, no, we're not interested. And then you can be like, okay, what if I just give you 30 days free access?
Okay.
Yeah, go with something that you can charge for and then downgrade, downsell to free if they're not willing.
Okay.
Because otherwise
Okay.
it's hard if you go with free and then ask them to pay. But yeah, and if you test it with a couple of companies and you'll see what people are willing to do, whether pay or get it for free for say 30 days or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, very, very cool. I'm very impressed with where your mind is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw recently, I explored a tool called Cursor AI. You might have heard about it. It's like assisted
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Cursor.
you're going to code with Cursor.
Cursor, yeah, V0 and Cursor, and there are tools. They're quite advanced, and so I'm just trying to explore whether they're capable of doing it and up to what extent I can push it to. So
I
let's see.
think that it can do crazy stuff. Like I watched a few demos and it's like you put a line of code and then it writes like this
Okay.
massive section. People seem
Yeah.
to really, really like it. And they use it in conjunction. I've seen people using it like in conjunction with Claude.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, this will help you code so much faster, like so much faster.
So the problem with me is distraction. There's a term called Shiny syndrome. So,
We all suffer from that.
so I keep exploring new tools, what this is doing, what that is doing, and so I deviate from the main goal where, what needs to be done, I just deviate from there.
Yeah.
Uh, that's what happening with me.
Yeah, but Cursor definitely will help you develop it faster because it will write code in like 2 seconds that you'll write in like 2 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a very cool app. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah. Okay, and Tomasia, she's one of our new members as well. I had a call with her yesterday as well.
Okay.
And she has gotten her little fingers in the lucrative Hollywood world. So she works with actors and things like this, which is very cool. So we were talking about how oh, she can unmute herself. Well, yeah, so we were talking about how she can get actors to find other ways to make money because she said some of her famous-ish clients have been casted into movies, and then they're being told like, oh no, we might use AI for that. So, we were talking about, how can they say start creating YouTube channels or other social media accounts where they can start creating, they can create avatars of themselves and then start creating maybe movies, like AI movies, but with them as avatars and all that. And we're also talking like, if you're a famous Hollywood actor or actress, you just have to say, hey, I'm here, and like 1 million people will come and follow you. So yeah, that was a very, very interesting conversation between me and her. And I'm really excited to see what that could be, because this is so different than what a lot of us are doing. And yeah, super cool. And yeah, I don't know why you can't unmute yourself. But
So I'm curious to know about what Laura and Andrea and Gil are working on, any side projects, and if
yeah, Laura's got a little store with digital products like custom currently GPTs, and she'll probably launch some
okay,
other ones.
okay,
Yeah. And Andrea, she's a coach, so she has a coaching business, and then she does some AI solutions for businesses that are mostly automations.
okay.
Yeah.
Automations to make or
Yes. Yes.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
And Jill does websites, and she's looking how she can supplement and create some more AI solutions for her clients. And she works a lot with charities, so we kind of, worked it out that charities are really bad at social media and creating content. So maybe this is the first thing she's going to look at to help them with. And she said, you have about 30 clients, more or less. Yeah, something like that.
You have a
So
good memory.
yeah, it's good to have clients because it's easy to sell. Because when you come up with new offers, if you already work with people, they're more likely to give you the time, to listen to you. Rather than, I keep saying it's a soul-sucking exercise of, cold emails and cold messages and, scraping LinkedIn and then going, hey, I'm here, I can do this for you. But if you don't have any other choice, this is how you do it. And yeah, Shakti, you have to find the best way to approach these companies and see who you need to talk to, how to get you foot through the door to even do a demo and talk to them. So yeah. So everybody has their own little thing that they're doing, but we're all, moving into the world of AI as much as possible. So we can, we can grab our little market share while we still can. And the most important thing is to not start and stop, because this is the worst thing we can do to ourselves. You start getting traction, and then and life happens. I know that life happens. It happens to all of us. But then you have to start thinking about priorities. Do I stop and go and deal with this stuff, or do I deal with this stuff while I'm still going forward? It's the same with, when you start getting on social media talking about the things that you're selling and nobody's listening, and you're doing it for like weeks and weeks and still nobody's listening, and you're like, this is not working, and then you stop. Well, and at the same time, while you think that nobody is listening, people are just listening from the sidelines. They just haven't started talking back to you. My Facebook mentor, she said when she first started doing Facebook ads, she said that she was doing a live Facebook every single day like before work at like 5 a.m. in the morning. She'll get up, do a Facebook Live, then go to work. And she said she did it for 9 months. And for
Are
9
you
months,
talking about Laura Potty?
yes. So
Okay.
she said for 9 months, nobody talked to her. Now, this is dedication.
She
I
is
don't
having
know how many
PK
videos
videos
she's
in her
in
YouTube
9
channel.
months.
Yeah.
So, and we're like, oh, I just did it for 3 weeks and, you know, people are not interested. Try doing it for 9 months and, and then say people are not interested. So yeah, this is the only way to grow and to get your name out there, unless you have, you know, the 30 clients that Jill has, who is like, yep, I can just whip out a couple of emails or send a few messages and I can get, you know, people to talk to me. I can set up some appointments. Most of us are not like that. Like only in the past 6 months I have started getting referrals, like by clients. Before that, it has been for me, you know, social media, content, ads, outreach, like all these things that I keep saying that you guys should do. I still do it. I still do it. And I know that it's hard. I know that it's like it's so hard to send like 100 emails and then get, you know, 3 no's and then everybody else is ignoring you and you're like, oh my God, I just spent my time sending 100 emails. Like when I started this school group, I manually sent 200 messages to my warm audience, like manually with everyone, and I personalized it for everyone. And it took me like several days, but I still did it because I wanted to get my first people into the group. And yeah, I think this is the biggest problem that most people have. They're not willing to do the work, the hard legwork that you have to do until people get to know you and until people start to refer you or reach out to you. Because that's when, you know, that's the sweet spot. You know, where you're in a position where you don't have to do too much work to get work or to get people to use your apps and tools and all that and to buy them. But we all like, it doesn't matter what we sell, traffic, sales, marketing, it's all the same. You know, you've got cold outreach, warm outreach, ads, partnerships, and content, basically. That's it. That's the way to get. Sorry?
Come again, you just said, you know, few.
Cold outreach, warm outreach, ads, like paid ads on whatever platform, partnerships, and content.
Okay.
That's it. Partnerships is probably one of the best ways, but how many of us know people that have like hundreds and thousands of our audience that are willing to push us? Like I don't know people like that, so I don't have those partnerships. But if you know somebody that has your audience, reach out to them and offer to do free trainings, offer something that will benefit their audiences and them, and see if they're willing to push your offer forward. Because if somebody that has your audience says, go and buy from her or him, those people will go and buy from her or him because that person already has the trust. So partnerships, best thing. Not many of us have that access. Like I said, I don't know people that would do it for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody wants to chime in, has a question, wants to share? No? All right. We still have 10 minutes. So yeah. So these calls, because oh yeah, Jill.
Can I ask a question if people want to, if people are open to share? I'd love to know how you came up with your ideas for things to sell. You've probably shared this before, but sorry, I'm a newbie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I talk to people and ask questions. I listen in groups. And sometimes it's kind of like with content, like everybody needs content. That's a bit, and then you start looking at different industries, and the more you look at different industries, you kind of know what they need. You know, some industries need leads, like tech companies, they would need a lot of leads. Some companies, and I think we spoke about that, they need email management because they have so many inquiries coming in that they cannot, that they don't have the human force to you know, to answer all these. So you know, brick and mortar businesses, they need the people that walk into their store to come back again because they're geographically limited. So like if you think they're easy problems that are very visible that you can solve, but most of the problems that are invisible you can solve by just talking to people or having experience with specific niches that you have previously worked in. Yeah. Like Shakti is doing this because he is in that industry and he sees, you know, how people are struggling with, you know, writing the scripts and they're making mistakes and, you know, it takes forever to do the same thing. So he's trying to plug a hole that he's seeing.
Can I
Yeah.
add something as well? So what I do mainly, like what I said earlier, is about like using a lot of what Monica's already given us. But as a business strategist, even today, I was speaking to someone saying, "Oh yeah, I need to get my like clients' pain points and what do I need to sell and how am I going to do my social media." But I have that blueprint and um have the prompts for that as well. So it's not even always about the automations. I actually able to tie in my business strategy work with oh wait, it's not automations, but it's still AI because I'm using like the ChatGPT prompts as well. And like what Monica said, people are always going to need content. And I'm finding that with what Monica's also given us, or when you get to level 6, is that you get to have this app where you can help people get their tone of voice in their writing, so that can then be attached to when we're helping them with their social media, that it can then lead on to, you know, with their tone of voice and sounding a bit more like them. So it's just I found, because I'm very shiny object syndrome, I'm diagnosed with it and taking medication for it and all the rest of it, that you only need a few. Don't laugh, Laura, because I saw you sitting next to me in the hospital. Yeah. Where was I? Sorry. Yeah, you really need a few things, and those things that Monica's given us, we can like have they can be bolted onto each other and taken from there. So I think with you with that, you're doing the website, right? So it may be coming up with like a custom GPT, or now that even though Monica she had the training in there for pickaxe from a long time ago, like going through like a pickaxe GP, even though not a GPT, but a pickaxe equivalent of a custom GPT for your clients to actually write a web page or a sales page, like just by the tap of a button, so much easier. And even that, you know, the tone of voice prompt or tone of voice app will be really good, because helping people to get their tone of voice for their web page will be amazing. And just writing out custom GPTs just to speed things up for yourself. And yeah, well, that for I don't know, just suggestion for one head what you do. I feel like that will be something that could really go alongside, so it's not coming out of what you're doing, it's an adding to what you're doing, and making it even more powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the ideas that I come up with just when I'm having like just calls about something completely different and people share something that they're frustrated with. Like that last training that I did, that I started, doing Chrome extensions, that highlighter one. Like I was talking to a client that does that scrapes websites and not just websites, all kinds of pages, and gathers all that and then puts it through an AI and creates new content out of it. And she was like, I'm so sick of copying here and then pasting it into a doc and then copying and pasting and then go to another website and copy and pasting. I'm like, can we do a Chrome extension? So I was like, so that little Chrome extension that took me literally 5 minutes to make, you just highlight passages on like multiple websites and it just stores it in the Chrome storage. So then you can just grab it in one hit, copy it and paste it into a document, which is super, super easy and simple solution, but it's frustrating for people. So you start finding ideas in just conversations that have nothing to do with what you're going to do later.
Or
I
Jill,
start-
even for using, I was gonna say,
Sorry,
Jill, for you, like what, even just by listening to what Monica's just said there, like even if you was to highlight things from people's website to help them, reword it in chat or something like that, you don't have to. It might make it easier for you to like different pages. Oh, this will be good for this page. Taking bits from this page and taking bits from that page and just putting it all into a prompt or not a prompt, a thread, and rewriting something for them might help you as well. So yeah, just sorry, Laura.
You just gave me a really good idea. Thank you.
See?
That's my job.
talking to people. Yeah. My idea came from a problem I had myself, a frustration I had myself when I was actually doing my social media certification. So I'm a certified social media manager, but I do so many other things. I'm a brain-based coach and lots of other stuff. But one of the things that frustrates me the most is the manual work it takes to get social media together. It just frustrates the nth out of me. And it puts a limitation on my ability to scale my business because I only have 8 hours in the day. I can only manage X clients in that time. And I can never get past that many clients because I've only still got the same amount of time in the day. So my AI business I'm creating is largely around helping me solve my own problem. But I know that it's not only my problem. Every social media manager has the same problem. So my audience are social media managers, certified social media managers. And my focus is to help them boost their income and also reclaim time so that they're not sitting on the phone like I was, waiting for the post to go out, then checking if it's actually accurate, then going to Instagram, and then LinkedIn, and then Facebook, and then Twitter, and then Flick, and then how many clients, and then, oh, look, at the end of the day, and I'm behind on content, haven't created anything yet, what the hell am I going to do? So that's how my idea started. Yeah.
I think that a lot of ideas start with our own personal frustrations. And then when we start getting clients or start talking to people, we start seeing their frustrations. And like one thing you can do is record all your conversations with whomever you're talking to and then put it through an AI and go, hey, can you analyze this conversation and find out pain points or problems or frustrations that I might be able to solve? You can do it that way. What I do is I record every single onboarding call that I do. and I can put every single one of those onboarding calls through AI and go, can you analyze this conversation I had and find the frustrations of the person? Yeah. And did you want to say something, Jill? You started saying something.
I was just going to say that all this is so cool. Thank you all for sharing that. That's brilliant. And my head is buzzing now. I'm not going to be able to sleep.
In the club. Laura, just a quick question for you actually. You said about you're a certified social media manager. Do you feel like that's something like we could get into or do? Is it relevant? Is it beneficial? Because if you're saying that everybody needs content, do you feel that we need that, or is what we're doing enough?
What do you mean? Can you be a bit more
Like,
specific?
what did you learn from your
Specifically
social media content manager training that's helping you with what you're doing now and the automations? So like for me, obviously now I'm doing, not obviously, but I'm doing the automations and helping people with their content. Do you think it will be, I'll be a better advantage if I had the qualification as a social media manager? Because that's
Well,
effectively what we're doing, kind of thing, if we're helping people with their content, right? Or or that's not a statement, that was actually a question.
yeah. I think the viewpoints differ. There'll be people who say, I'm successful at social media, look at my results, here they are. And here's a person who studied and their results aren't as good. So I think, first of all, you've just got to have an open mind where people are coming from. For me, personally, I wouldn't feel confident giving people advice on social media if I wasn't certified, because there's a methodology behind how the platforms work, what you need for each one, understanding the algorithms. I mean, there's loads of content out there on the internet already. What size of graphics you need for this, and how to film your stuff better. And actually, social media is a bit of a rabbit hole, right? Because it can be spliced and diced so many different ways. There's influencers, right? Then there's people who differentiate by just dealing with one or other of the platforms. Not everybody does every platform, so I think it also depends then where your interest is. But for me personally, I have credibility on what I've studied because it's an accredited course in the UK. So I feel confident saying to clients, I have a methodology that I'm following to help you with social media. I already understand the theory. And for me, my business will be taking that and executing it faster than they could manually by using AI. So for me personally, I would say, yeah, I think the certification is important, but that's also who I am as a person. I have always been a bit of a, show me the recipe, let me bake the cake, right? Because I like to have the understanding, the theory and the knowledge and the accreditation, and then apply that. And then when I see or experience my own frustrations with, oh, I could do this better, or I could refine that, or this thing would help, or whatever it is, then that's how I go about, I don't know, I suppose fixing things or making it better than somebody else's, or, or differentiating myself. They do it that way, but I'm doing it this way. Do you know what I mean? So I also feel like I understand very clearly where my differentiating points are between me and another social media manager or somebody else using AI or whatever, because I understand the combination of the two things that I'm doing.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's entirely up to you. Yeah. There's very successful people that have never studied social media, and they're very successful people that are certified. So, yeah. I have a couple of clients that I work with that I do content for. I'm not certified. I just let AI do all the heavy lifting, and I'm like, here's your stuff. I'm not posting for them though. That it's just in a database where they have social media managers that take it and put it on social media and do all the. I think maybe to be certified is good when you know what to do once things are posted on social media, rather than the creating of the content. I don't know, I might be wrong, but yeah, but I have 2 clients and they've never said, oh, I don't like the stuff you produce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought I'd just ask just in case, just out of
The
curiosity.
content component is the biggest bugbear for everybody. What do you do? How do you do it? Oh my God, it's manual. Fuck. You know, like that kind of thing. Social media management, though, has a lot more moving parts to it. So being able to come up with a strategy for social media, you know, what are you going to do? When are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? What are the results you expect? How do you measure it? What do you, you know, and then that also depends, like, who do you work with? You know what I mean? Because everybody, like Mon just said, some people only want this, some people want that, some people want that. There's other people that understand it or whatever it is and have different, you know, it also depends who you talk to. Like, I don't know, smaller business owners and whatever will be focused on their pain point right now. So what we are doing in this community around some of the stuff Monica shared of putting some content together and that sort of stuff, it's awesome. It's great. It's an excellent starter for 10, and it's even probably enough for a business owner, right? Because they are running a business. They're not trying to run social media, but they do understand, you know, social media is an important part of selling online these days. It almost forms part of your sales strategy. So I don't know, if I suppose if it was a social media agency or something I was working with, who they would understand all the platforms, all the stuff, strategy, all that kind of thing. And I would have to meet them where they are. So for me, my certification comes in, that's important for me then. It depends on who I'm helping really as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And I believe that whatever business you have, you should be somewhere on social media. Somehow you need to be visible. Because people will go and check you out. People will stalk you. Like, long past are the days when we said that we're really good at something and nobody will, like, even for when you go and apply for a job, your employer will go and check you out on social media. I've noticed lately.
Most of them
Yeah, we put that in our
anyway. First, I saw you on LinkedIn. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
put that
so-
in our but we put it in at schools. They've got it in their recruit. I think I read it in their recruitment. We've got it now that people with their staff, people who are applying for jobs will have a social media background check, basically.
Yeah. I was just thinking about Shakti, who should probably be on LinkedIn talking about these frustrations and hinting that there is a solution.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you have some restrictions by your employer, because some companies will put restrictions on their employees and they're like, you cannot talk about, you know, your side projects on LinkedIn specifically. So you
No,
need
it's
to
not like
find that out. Because one of our members, she put something on LinkedIn and she got her first client from there. And the next day her boss asked her in his office and was like, are you leaving our company? Like, somebody dubbed her in,
Okay.
somebody from her, a coworker saw that post on LinkedIn and dubbed her in. And her employer was like, hey, what are you doing? Are you leaving? And she goes, no, this is just a side project, you know, a little side hustle. So if employers are cool, I think LinkedIn is a great place. And X, Twitter
Okay.
is brimming with tech companies talking about all sorts of things. So if you go to any social media platforms, I'd go to Twitter and LinkedIn. and start talking about it and start having conversations in the conversations of people. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure all of us that are doing content for other people can do better for ourselves as well.
There's one more place called Reddit where I see a lot of tech discussions going on forums. So I also follow a lot of Reddit forums.
Yeah,
And there you get a lot of problem statements. So it's a very good place for the people who are looking into problem statements, who are not sure what problems need to be solved. It's a good place to, get some insights from there.
it is not just for tech. Reddit is a great place to find problems that people have, because Reddit seems to be one of those places where people go and whinge about things.
Yes.
A rant stage to rant on.
Yeah.
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 Can you just use Perplexity then? Perplexity to check Reddit, because Reddit's on Perplexity, right? So you could just do a search on there for
Yeah. Another really good place to find ideas is Quora.
I used to read a lot. I used to spend a lot of hours and hours on Quora, but now I moved to Reddit because I think the reviews are very genuine, and I find it's better than Quora. So I stopped using Quora, and now I am using Perplexity, because on Reddit also I used to spend a lot of time just to read a review. For example, I'm reading a review on a tool or a technology, or job opportunities, or any kind of stuff. So you have to go through a lot of long discussions and all. So rather than what I'm doing, I'm using Perplexity, and the filter, I'm putting the filter as social media, as Andrew said, and we get the cream, the high level context.
Have you thought of creating your own little automation where you can pull Reddit threads with an RSS feed into Make? And then you can have all sorts of filters and then have everything export to, I don't know, a database, Google Doc, whatever that is. That way you don't even have to do anything manually, and you can have it run every single day. And then you can just go and look at your stuff.
That'll be awesome. When is that going into the library, Mon?
I can do it in a day.
And Shakti, you could even put in like a filter for specific words that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pull the RSS feeds, put filters, and then export everything into your own database.
Okay. So put filters on what and import what?
So you can you can put the Reddit threads in, like you can pull them into an automation with an RSS feed.
Okay.
But you would probably not want to listen to all of those threads. Maybe some of them are not interesting to you.
Right.
So you can probably put, I don't know, filters that have specific keywords.
Okay.
And if there's no that specific keyword, it's not gonna pass it through. If there is, it goes through, and then it populates a database for you. I'm probably not explaining it very well. See, that's what I'm saying. When you talk to people and their eyes start glazing over because you can picture it in your head, but you can't explain it. So then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do a demo. And then when you do a demo, when you build it, and people are like, oh, this is what you meant. So I'm going to create an automation, specifically how you pull threads from Reddit with RSS feeds, and I'm gonna tag you when it's ready so you can see it exactly where it is, Shakti. But yeah, and this actually, pulling stuff from Reddit can not only, like for you, it will be database for your own knowledge, but you can create content. Like you can actually create viral content about stuff people care.
Okay.
There you go. We just learned the tricks of the trade. If we want Monica to do anything, we just glaze our eyes over.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Go on.
Make it for me. I'm a visual learner.
So in layman's terms, what I understood, if I'm interested to read something on what are the applications of AI or what are the latest AI tools in market today. So if I'm searching something like that on Reddit, so rather than doing that and reading through all the pages, you are saying we can put some filters through automations where it will pull all the data, all the discussions, and it will throw something. I mean, it will give us something meaningful out of all those.
Yeah, in theory, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I mean. I just have to see how to do it in
Okay.
practice. And I'll see what I
Okay.
can do, and I'll create something, and I'll tag you specifically in. And then, yeah, you can go and see if it works for you. Because
Okay.
the last thing you want to do is go manually through a million threads going, I'm not interested in that, I'm not interested in that. Rather than, every day when you're free, you can open your database and be like, oh, here's all the stuff that's been populated for me,
Mhm.
and go through it quickly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but the
Yep.
Reddit, I always forget about Reddit, and then somebody reminds me, and I'm like, this is such a great place to do research.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if nobody has any more questions, we can go away with all our new ideas and my homework to do Reddit thread thing automation.
Yep.
Monica, when everyone leaves, can I just have a quick word with you, please? Just about.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Monica's
Thank
in
you.
trouble.
Thanks.
Again?
See you later.
Monica's
Thank
in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Can I have a word with you, Mom? Yeah.